Hi, let's start chapter. In the chapter 14, we're going to briefly discuss the location, logistics, and distribution. Now, the objective in this chapter is to explain what logistics is, contrast the logistic and warehouse design alternatives, analyze logistic driven locations decision. Logistics is a very important part, well known in North America because of the size of the countries and productions also. Logistic is the art and science of obtaining, producing, and distributing materials and product in the proper place and in the proper quantity. Very interesting. International logistic, managing these function when the movement is on a global scale. Third-party logistic companies, an outside company used to manage all or part of another company logistics function. Like lots of companies that Aero Standards signed a $25 billion logistic contract for U.S. militaries in Middle East and Asia for 5 years. Now, logistic decision. How will the materials be transported? How we make a decision when we do a logistic? Usually it's a combination of these, but according to uh, the situation. So you can use the highway, which is, gives you a great flexibilities. We can use the water, high capacity and low cost, but it goes slower, 3 months. We can use the air, very fast by planes, but expensive. We can use the rail, low cost, but slow and variable. Pipelines is very good for oils and gas, especially highly specialized and limited to liquid, gases, and solid in a slurry form. And hand delivery, usually it is last step in many supply chain. A multi-modal solution are the norm. So you do a highway and then you do a hand delivery, or you do a highway, water, hand delivery, something like that. Or highway, sorry, waters, and then highway, and then a multi-models solution involved in it. Now, in the warehouse activities, why do we have a warehouse? What kind of warehouse? It's a cross docking, which is large shipment are broken down into a smaller shipment for a local delivery in an area. Jebel Ali, which is you done an assignment about it, it's about that is big shipment breaking it up in a smaller. To minimize, one of the things is to minimize the inventory in the warehouse. The other thing, activities is like a hub and spoke system. The sole purpose of the warehouse is hub. It looks like as an hub. It's then it's sorting good to consolidation, where each area is designed for the shipment to a specific location. We saw in the movie the DHL. We also know about Amazon does that. Lots of hub it has. The facility location issue, when we looking at where should we create these facilities, The factors of them, like a proximity to the customer, which has helped to make a rapid delivery easier. The business climate can include the presence of a similar sized businesses, business in the same industries, and other foreign companies, which has helped to do this. Total cost, the objective is to minimize the overall cost. And the infrastructure, you look at if there is an adequate road, rails, air, and sea transportation, along with the energy and telecommunication also. The quality of the labor, educational skill levels must match the needs of these things. The supplier proximity of important supplier support, the lean production, and also other facilities, such as the location of other facilities, can influence the location decision. Other factors that we might look at it is the fact if there is a free zone trade like Jabal Ali, a closed facility into which a foreigner goods can be brought without being subject to a normal customer requirement, political risk in both the countries of the location and the host country influence the decision. If there is a government barrier in many countries are being removed, but one of the reason Honda, Toyota, and GM opening their factories because of the government barrier, opening factories in Canada because of the government barriers. If there is a trading block, firms locate within a block to take advantage of a new market or a lower total cost. Uh, we see the environment regulation. These impact a certain industry in a given location and must be included in the decision. The host community, is the host community interested, is a part of the evaluation also process, and the competitive advantage that the location should provide the company with a competitive advantage. The service facility location, um, we there is a reason the new service facility location are far more common than the new factories and warehouse. So you open a new service, which is a less expensive, and it's a multiple site close to the customers. Usually, the service facility location decision closely tied to the market selection decision, and the decision more about maximizing the profit in the warehouse, minimizing it, the cost, than minimizing the cost. So the service facility decision is more about maximizing the profit than minimizing the cost. And this is end of the chapter. In this chapter, there is more calculation can be done, but that's more advanced for graduate students.